ASMR reading. So, today's reading is definitely going to be one on prosperity. So, this title is, just about tuning in um, right before, something amazing as far as your prosperity finds you. So, welcome to my Divine Dreamers. This is a reading, for whenever you see it, it's perfectly timed for that time. So, before you doze off and listen to the reading, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Or you can, use the links down below. That'll be in the description to support the channel. But the first two are definitely so important in letting me know that you like the channel. If you want to see more videos, that's the way that I'll know. So, without further ado, I want to do the Wisdom Oracle. Wisdom, just like the divination cards first. They have a lot on just prosperity and things of that nature. So I definitely want to, give you some insights into what you can expect. So, like I said, without further ado, we'll go ahead and get into the reading. So, the 4 questions basically we'll be asking during this reading is card number 1 is, what do I need to know about your prosperity now? What is the next right action to take regarding your prosperity? What do you need to learn regarding your prosperity? And what will be the result of this, of taking these actions? What will be the result if you take those actions that you need to? So, like I said, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the reading. Okay. I will show. I just wanted to show this one. It's at the bottom of the deck, but it says happy, happy. Anyway, let's get it into this reading. I feel like I want to show that because it's like a good omen that, you will be happy at the sight of this reading and, just things of that nature. So, like I said, let's go ahead and get into it. A shuffle. So, I feel like that's enough of the regular shuffles. I will just shuffle like a regular card. So let's see what for the first card. What do I need to know about? What do you need to know about your prosperity right now? Hello, hello to the chat. This is a new deck, kind of like it has that new deck feel because I haven't used it as much in readings as well. So, with that just being in mind, let you know why I'm kind of shuffling. Alright, one card flipped over and it is the Imagine card. Number 20, Imagine card. So with that card, you can see the moon on there. You want to see a face? Here goes the face of the moon. There we go. So that moon is there, very prominent, very shining. But yeah, imagine. I feel like the energy of imagine is definitely just giving you the your imagination to create whatever prosperity or anything that you want to see in your life. I do feel like there is a lot of power in that. So the Imagine card, the essential meaning is about just turning your imagination into your manifestations. So the way that you get your manifestations is through creative thoughts, visualization, the power of aligning your thoughts, your imaginative thoughts, and your feelings, and using that creativity, whatever illusions that you are creating, being in that, staying in that. So this card says, this is a powerful time to get clear on how you create your prosperity, what it means to you to be prosperous, and what attributes you need to develop in yourself to make things happen. So the energy, like whatever you need, whatever you want to create, is about amplifying those things that are within yourself already in order to get those things out. So it says, what do you need to be in order to live out your dreams? So it's not about like who are you trying to become, but it's really about what do you need to be, what do you need to do, and can you imagine the kind of life that you desire, and really imagining it, not holding back anything, and using all of your creative powers in order to bring these things into existence. If you can envision it, you can have it. So get ready for your prosperity because it is waiting for you to claim it. So it's that same energy, that same act as if energy, and that's the, if you haven't heard of that energy before, Neville Goddard, people like that talk about it, which or the quick saying that you can know is like fake it till you make it, which is kind of where that comes from, to let you know that your dreams really will come true, but it takes you creating exactly what you want to see in order for these things to come into full fruition as well. So that's in the energy of what do you need to know about your prosperity right now, is that you need to be more imaginative. You need to use that act as if energy. So let's see, what is the next right action, maybe after you're using your after you're using your thoughts in a more creative way. Okay, so we have the card to be fair. So we have the number 20 and the number 38, which is 11 as well. So I do want to look up the energy of you can look up the energy of whatever number resonates with you as well, just to get further insights on that, any angel numbers, or if you're seeing any angel numbers already, you can go ahead and put those in the comments. I would love to see what numbers are commonly chasing you around. But the To Be Fair card is all about balance and justice. It's giving me that energy of the Justice card in the tarot, and it's just about a need to consider the options that you have. It's all about, this card is really all about the law of cause and effect. So now is the time for even exchanges. So you may be doing something that's really benefiting the people that you're serving, whether it's whoever is in your community, or whatever you're doing that's benefiting people. Maybe you're doing something to like help kids, or you're just doing something to help the planet, something that is like eco-friendly, so you may not be serving people directly, but you may just be doing things that is helping nature, helping animals, something of that nature. So whatever it is, it's like exchanges, even though like the people that you're or um the earth, like if you're benefiting the earth, is not directly, giving you something, but that energy of pouring into something else is what is giving you the effect that you're looking for monetarily. So when you're taking care of anything in the universe sees that, so to speak, sees, but it feels that energy in it, looks to give you an equal exchange. So now is definitely the time for equal exchange, and knowing that justice will prevail and you will be treated accordingly. So however you are treating, like I said, whoever you are serving in any type of way, however you are treating them, you will be treated that way accordingly from the universe. That overall, that justice, that balance. And what you can see is like the fortune cookie. Yes, this is ASMR reading. You can see the fortune cookie, and you can see the pearl, which is like divine balance. So that's why I just wanted to show you that. So the mutual gain is the gift to you and your partners or colleagues or whoever you are benefiting. So this is also a good time to square up any finances and just, take a look at how you're being compensated for your work. This is all about what's signifying that balance. And like I said, maybe you need to use in the beginning with the first card, using your imagination powers to imagine, more things coming to you for the things that you're outputting. So, I'll give you this. It was a study that was done on basketball players, and what they did was they took a group and basically controlled it to where throughout the study there were people who just visualized and played basketball, which were the people who were more successful than the people who played basketball every day, and definitely more successful than a person who just like visualize playing basketball every day. So the people who visualize and take action are the people who are compensated even more. You understand what I'm saying? So, put your favorite angel number down below if you understand exactly what I mean by that. So this card though is signifying balance, justice, and even negotiation. So even if you feel like you need to be compensated more, that's why I said imagine it as well. Imagine that justice being bestowed upon you, for all the good that you're sending out into the universe. Imagine, tenfold, 100-fold, 1,000-fold that coming back onto you as well. So remember that all things must be fairly compensated, and you keep this as your truth, and so it will be. So if you know this divine truth, there's nothing that you can't give, anything that you want to give. There's nothing that you won't be compensated for. So let's move on to the next card, which is what do you need to learn regarding this prosperity? Okay, Aquarius is in the house. Okay, this is the second time the number 2 came up in the reading. This is 2, which is yin. So again, I feel like this energy is like very much on point. Just telling you to balance yourself out and, not being overwhelmed, or, not just thinking about doing something, but doing something and then acting on it. Like I said, when you imagine and act at the same time, you have greater results than people who just imagine or people who just do all the time, So that's something that you can, be happy about and look forward to. So the energy of this card is like the feminine principle. So I know we got some divine feminine in the house, which is, even if you are someone who is masculine, we all have feminine within us. So the feminine is the principle of receptivity. So the energy of, receiving compensation, receiving justice, like we talked about with the last card, is a product of you imagining with your, thinking facilities. And sometimes it's also letting the universe or someone else make a move for you. So knowing when to receive and when to give. And it also could be, just gathering information and taking in cues. And it's the art of conscious allowing. So even in the moments where you're not physically doing something, when you're using your imagination, recognize that that is still doing something. So there's nothing that you, like I said, even if you just used your creative facilities of imagination, like the card says, there is still balance to be given of the action that you need to take. But this is telling you, this card of the yin is telling you that this is a time when the most effective action can be, to allow things, allow other people to show you the way, allow other people to give you, show you behaviors. When we talk about learning, maybe you have learned how to do things and learned even how to imagine and act as if. But another behavior that you need to learn is to allow to be your cup to be poured into. You can see this yin here is it has like the cup. So this is something that can actually hold something. So maybe you do get things, but maybe it feels like it goes through your fingers a little bit, like it slips through you, so observe others' behaviors and follow other people's leads. That can be very powerful for you as well. And just know that your desire to push through must take a backseat for now. So whatever you're like just wanting to force through, that's why I said it is so important to have a balance. Like this card shows, it's important to have a balance of doing and acting. So it's important to know when to receive, and it's important that if you feel like you have power now, another meaning is about, just releasing your need to have things in the exact form that you want. So the way you can look at that is like abundance comes in so many forms. So you may be looking for a certain amount of money to pay your rent, but what if someone I know people that this has happened to. So what if instead of someone like giving you the money to pay your rent, they like went to your like rent office and like paid it for you, like paid like 3 months for you? That's abundance. So not just saying, oh well, I want the money to do it myself. I don't care how my bills get paid as long as someone's paying them, allowing that, if that's the way that some people want to, show you appreciation, taking it in any form that is coming to you and being grateful for that, because more comes to you when you have that attitude of gratitude. Speaking of that, go ahead and make sure if you're enjoying this reading, you show me some love with just liking the video, subscribing, whatever you feel. And like I said, when you show small acts like this, it's coming back to you. So it doesn't have to be like even through the people that you're helping, or like I said, if you're just helping the planet in some sort of way, that is the energy that is being returned to you. So don't be a spiritual leech, don't be a physical leech. Do things for others with the understanding that it's all coming back to you in some form, in different ways that you may not expect. So also ask yourself, how do you want to feel when you're basking in your success? And now is the time to allow the universe to show you which forms, which forms success and abundance can come to you through. So yin is the sign of essence. So like the essence that you carry yourself in. I actually have this painting. I'm gonna show you this. I actually painted this. It's like a yin yang sound. I actually painted that myself, but I just wanted to show you that. Just because it's crazy that came up with the yin and yang, but that balance, the sign of that blessings and things are just going more smoothly than you expect. So that's a way that abundance shows up for you as well, through ease and just plenty, so not wanting for anything. So let's get your last card for this portion of this deck and seeing what's the result when you're imagining, when you're acting, but also balancing your acting out with imagining. What can you receive? Let's see what you receive. How are my readings? I don't know what you mean by that. They're good. Okay. So we just got a card. It is the card of Milk and Honey. I love this card coming out like in all of the energy to allow other people to see that there's a lot of abundance. Also, we have 5 51, which is 6 as well. But let's go ahead and take a look at this card, this energy of Milk and Honey. The energy of Milk and Honey is just like a saying of just prosperity and not being restricted in any type of way. It also gives that energy of like grounded, and being able to experience things here on earth, that as above so below energy, which is also that yin yang energy as well, if you ask me, because it's like that energy of just, is that energy of receiving all the good that you desire right here and now, and not waiting until pie in the sky. I like that it kind of shows that sky, but also gives like a ground feeling, so that that it is more to be had here on earth as well. So I'm gonna scoot these up so you can see them all. Yes, definitely that Milk and Honey energy. So this is about, the taste of prosperity and just opportunities being born out of you being your authentic self. And whatever you are nurturing, understanding that it will nurture you back, and just trusting that your needs will be met, trusting that you can receive abundance in so many different ways. That is, let me know, comment down below. I saw somebody do it already. Comment down below that Milk and Honey, if you're calling in that energy and claiming it for yourself. That is a way, like I said, pushing, giving something is how you get something. So never be, a spiritual leech, or, somebody who's not giving in some sort of way, because that's really the only way that you can receive, So it says, there is only one authentic you, and this version of yourself is the spirit's emissary in the world. So like basically the I'll keep reading. But when you're in alignment, so I'm trying to write this down, but when you are in alignment with the truth that you are a unique expression of the divine. So like I said, being authentically you, and allowing that to be what brings you, abundance. So when you're the spirits, like maybe you're not like someone who's doing something at a job, or whatever you're doing outside of your work can also bring you abundance. So when you are basically what I said before, this version of yourself is the spirit's messenger. So if spirit is sending you on a specific mission, like outside of anyone else in the world telling you to do this, it's like spirit is sending you on a mission. Like I said, you could be given to animals, could be given to the planet, could be given to people, but whatever it is, if you answer that call that spirit is sending you on, that's where your abundance comes from. It doesn't have to come from the people that you are benefiting in that way. You may be like feeding the homeless or something, as well, and your soul can illuminate your purpose as well. It's like, being led to do something. See how the rays, maybe you can't see it, let's see. You see how the rays of this is like shining. It's like you feel called to do something. You feel, like pushed to, act on something. Is something that you maybe have been imagining for a long time, but never have actually been able to do. But now is the time when you are, seeking your true north, right? You can ask. You can ask a question. It just depends on how I answer it. Someone's asking in the comments, but if you do want a question answered with like cards like this, or with like a mini reading, you can ask one question in the link below. For one question you can ask, and I'll get you like cards as well if you want to do that. But yes, so anyway, back to this reading. When you find this direction, you automatically step into prosperity. So when you are authentically yourself, you're automatically stepping into prosperity, and the world is what brings you the evidence of your abundance. So with every choice that you make right now, you have the potential to seize any good fortune and embrace your destiny. There are so many opportunities right now that will lead you to your best life right now. And when you're opening them, when you're receptive to them, you're getting a sweet taste of the things that you want. Like I said, there's only one you. So if you personally feel called to do one thing, just understand that you are being called to do that personally. That's your specific mission. That's what the spirit's emissary, okay, is to be. They're like a agent, and they're being tasked to deliver, messages, or to carry out tasks on the behalf of spirit. So this, term is just referred to like a messenger or like a missionary. That could be something that you're, feeling called to. But, just knowing that you've entered a sweet time in your life where you're enjoying the land of milk and honey, and that everyone wants to experience that, right? So it's definitely an interlude or prelude to whatever is giving you that energy to be more ambitious towards the things that you want, and your like senses are awakened to all of the possibilities that are here for you. Like the milk and honey energy is like overflowing. And I love that you can see this energy, the symbology is all there for you, letting you know fortune with the fortune cookie, the balance here of the pearl with the fortune that you have, as well as, using your spirit, I love Neville Goddard. If you want to look into his works, I do think that it'll be very beneficial for you. And just listening to his works, it can just open your mind up to, just ideas that you never held about yourself before, So I do believe it can be very therapeutic just to understand yourself in a more divine and beautiful way. He has a book or a lecture called like Your Own Human Imagination is a direct line to God. It's like telling you how powerful your imagination is. And if you're watching this, I do recommend that you watch this as you start to go to sleep, so that you can imagine all of the, like, close your eyes and imagine all of the amazing things. That's what ASMR is for, right? Just imagining all of those beautiful things. Even when I start to shuffle this next deck, the tarot deck, to see a clarifier for each card, I want you to close your eyes when I'm shuffling and not talking, and just think about all of the things that you want to experience. Use the quiet moments of this reading to get into that energy, and just imagine all of your needs being met in the highest way for yourself, and imagine yourself being given the gift of nourishment in every form. So with that being said, I'll go ahead and get into the tarot part, and I'll shuffle, and like I said, use that time to imagine what you want out of the divine work that you're doing. So we have two. We have the number 11 with the 38, and we have the one, which is the Ace of Sword, letting you know that clarity, new ideas is what brings you so much abundance. Imagination. This card is like directly tied to that because the air is mental, and anything that was made, anything like even this beautiful flickering moon galaxy thing on my desk, it was someone's idea to create that first. This amazing, I didn't hit it in the beginning of the reading, but this amazing frequency bowl was someone's idea first, right? So that is what is your messenger. Like I said, is sent directly from the creator. So with that being said, let's go ahead and shuffle for the first card. Okay, the first card that came out was the Six of Cups. To clarify, so the Six of Cups is saying that the best way to predict your future is to create it. Oh my God, that's imagination to a T. Like, what more clarity do you need, right? To let you know that your imagination will be the powerful tool that you need, right? And a lot of that will be, calling on just the Six of Cups energy, which is about the Six of Cups energy is about, your childhood, or just being generous, maybe, helping kids like this person is doing on the card. I mentioned something about that earlier, helping people who are in need. There's always great money. I want to say it this way just to, I know everybody here is very spiritual, but I want to let you know that there's great money to be made when you're helping people. There's all this talk about, people who hurt people and then they make a lot of money, but there's a lot of people who make a lot of money and they help people. Doctors, or, people who feed people. Like, there's a lot of people who help people and are able to create the life that they want through that. Because it's the love energy. It's a frequency that you have to be on in order to receive things genuinely. So, the best way to predict your future is to create it. Love and the reconciliation is on the horizon. So, maybe there's someone coming in, maybe that you are on the outs with, that is coming in to help you with your mission as well. But in the energy, it's talking about, childhood innocence. Like I said, it could just be something that you enjoyed as a kid, and now when you're getting back into it, it's bringing you a lot of not just nostalgia, which is a great feelings, but also is being very generous to you in a monetary way, which is absolutely nothing wrong with, right? It is divine to be wealthy, especially I believe that spiritual people should be the wealthiest. Imagine closing, when you have your eyes closed, imagine the world of people like you being wealthy. That is the most amazing and divine thing, right? People like you are the people who deserve the wealth. People like you are the people who are calling in wealth in, greater numbers, more than ever at this time. And people like you who give in any way. You may be giving, like I said, to animals. You may be giving just to the earth, or you may be giving to people. However you are giving, that is what is most needed, and you deserve to be highly, 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 highly compensated for that. I hope you're hearing me right now. I hope this is like sinking deep, 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 deep into your subconscious mind, right? So that you know that you deserve it. It's divine justice. Speaking of that, let's go ahead and get to this card, which is To Be Fair, which is, like I said, it's like that, it's like the justice card, right? But let's go ahead and see what you get for that card. Hello. This is the free reading, my darling. strength, which comes with 8. So you have 38 and 8. It takes a lot of strength to prevail. And it says, strength, true strength is not brute force. It is the power of the soul. The power of the soul, the power of your imagination, which lies in vulnerability. So, it's about inner strength. And even if you look at the number 8, I love that it came up twice. Maybe we'll get another 8 and it'll be 3 8s for real. But the 8 is the symbol of infinity, right? Can you see that? With the 8 turned on the side is the infinity. And she has one even over her head, letting you know that, true strength, divine strength, and bravery, it really, like it says, comes from within. It comes from your inner courage and your inner focus. The ability to use your imagination takes a lot of focus as well. So that's what I really want to, put that into you as well. Just doing a lot of soul searching within yourself, imagining for yourself how you want life to be, imagining for yourself, your freedom, your release, and just breaking free from any limitations. Imagine that freedom. That's something that you can focus on in order to gain more courage, in order to gain, just being someone who's brave, and things of that nature, to control yourself. So the ability to control yourself does come from your strength, because if you're someone who is strong mentally and you know that you come up with amazing, terrific ideas that can get you paid, it could possibly get people around you paid. Like, that's amazing. Like, I even think that, making other people rich is a great way to get rich yourself. So, sharing abundance. Maybe, like I said, in the first card with the 6 of Cups, like a reconciliation of some sort. That just brings abundance to you in like a greater way, right? So, something in that way of, bringing more to other people, giving more to other people, and it being returned to you. Like I said, it takes a lot of focus in order to use your, mental strength in order to, bring the things that you want physically into, manifestation. So that does take, like I said, a lot of vulnerability in order to be, not just brute and going out and doing things. Like I said, not all about doing, but who are you being and what are you allowing? And speaking of allowing, let's go ahead and, see what you're allowing with this next card, the Yin card, the number 2. We're going to go ahead and shuffle for that one. Okay. So the card that came out is, we got the 1 and the 2. This came back out again, letting you know this is a mind game. This is a mental game. So let's just look at this card in the reverse, right? So even when you're looking at this card in the reverse, it's all about dishonesty. If you're being like dishonesty or being dishonest or chaotic, abundance and good things have a hard time finding you. Or if you are in a state of mental confusion or not knowing where you want to go because you haven't been using your imagination, your inner strength, your inner power, if you're in that energy, it's hard for you, to gain abundance or to gain or to just receive, like the Yin energy says, right? The number 1 and the number 2, which makes a 3 as well, if you want to look at that way. Which has come up. Let me know which recurring numbers you resonate with, which angel numbers you resonate with. I also want to get an angel number at the end of this reading as well, just to see what number will come up. I feel like the universe is definitely made of numbers, so don't discount anything that you'll be seeing with like angel numbers and yada yada yada. It is very important because that's all of this is numbered. All of this is numbered and layered, and you definitely love to see numbers because when they're in your bank account, you know you love to see numbers, right? So, rearrange like what number, like six figures. Imagine that in your bank account. I like to take moments to imagine, so close your eyes and take a moment to imagine whatever bank app that you use. If you have one, like imagine opening it up and imagine seeing all of the numbers in this reading rearranged in some sort of way in your bank account. So if it's 68115, you know, like just imagine it higher than that, but just imagine all of the numbers that's coming up and imagine them being in your bank account. That's amazing, right? So this energy of the Ace of Swords, getting back to that, is saying that, with this sword, which is, mental clarity, it is, new ideas, it is mental power, which is definitely connected to this energy of inner strength. Mental power, inner strength is, that actions that you want to take, the ideas that you want to act on, being honest with yourself, being truthful with yourself, and allowing the breakthroughs and not stopping yourself because you're scared to take action. So with this sword, this mental sword, you can cut through confusion and gain clarity. And when you can gain clarity, like maybe you're even being a teacher of some sort, so that the clarity that you're getting, you're giving it to other people, and you're helping them with breakthroughs, in whatever way, So the Ace of Swords is, like I said, a mental energy. This is a mind game, So getting ahead mentally first puts you ahead, in the physical second, right? So that's what comes first. First, you get the mental ideas, boom, and then you receive, boom. So always keep your cup open and keep your mind open to ideas. Never discount anything. And with that, we're gonna go ahead and get the milk and honey clarifier to see exactly, what you got. Hello, hello. Hello to the chat. So let's see what is the result of all of this mental energy that you've been expending, and what is the result once you act on those mental ideas, or just what is the best message that can come up at this time for you. Let's see, what is the best message, Spirit? Alright, so I definitely feel like this card is coming out to let you know to persevere and not be scared. So we have the Full card, and it's the energy of new beginnings. So there's so much here for you when you act on these things. This is also an air card, just like this one, letting you know that there's an energy of when you act on your mental ideas, the energy, the clarity that you get, the ease that you'll feel, the freedom that will come along with that is the real truth. And it takes a lot of courage to, do something new, to act in a way that others will perceive as, maybe foolish, maybe reckless, or maybe they think you're naive. But at the end of the day, you are called, like I said, and you are being led by Spirit. So there's a greater calling over your life. And also, we got the number 0, which imagine all of those zeros in your bank account, period. So this is all about, new beginnings and being spontaneous. If you get a random idea that you feel like you just came out of nowhere, our first thought would be like, oh yeah, that would be a good idea. But maybe your second thought would be like, I'm not sure if people would like it. I'm not sure if it will work. I'm not sure if I can make money from it, blah, 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 blah. And it's not all about that, right? There's so many ways to get paid. So just doing something for the freedom of it, from the, creativity aspect of just expressing yourself in whatever way you feel truly called to do it. That is a way that you are, giving to the world, and that is the way that you can receive, just by being authentically yourself. Like I mentioned before, that is important. Whatever you feel called to do, it is a message divinely to you. So the new beginnings, the spontaneity, and it gives you a sense of optimism as well. So it says the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. Well, I always love this quote, because you never know where that first step can lead you, and you're already on a journey. So when you change your direction, it doesn't get, it just gets better. When you change it, going like a higher direction, when you're spontaneous, when you're open to being led, when you're open to new ideas, when you're open to that sort of creativity, life can surprise you in so many amazing ways. So the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step, and you must take the leap into the unknown. So I'm gonna get an angel number as this reading is coming to a close. Like I said, make sure you're liking the video and subscribing to the channel. And let's go ahead and get an angel number. Oh, it's crazy. The 8 is at the bottom, basically, but it's the infinity sign, really, which we talked about. So that's 3. That's the third 8. Okay. You're definitely gonna be rich. That's the omen that you need. I said 3 8s, right? We got 3 8 with another 8 and another one right here as well. So wow, that energy is here for you. 8 is the number of infinity, just being taken up a notch. I can look at that in the book as well, but just looking for one jumper. Okay, we have 1111 or 1111. Maybe you've been seeing that or being, just catching that at random times. I know that I see numbers like 1111 on my stove, but my stove time is not the correct, quote unquote, the correct time, according to the day. So it's actually amazing when I see stuff like that. I'm like, wow. It's like it catches me off guard because I'm like, wait a minute, it's not even that actual time, at the time that I see it. But I still, have that amazing ability to, see that. So that's great. And like I said, take everything as omen. The universe is literally made up of numbers. You can't go a day without numbers. Seriously. So don't discount angel numbers or, the messages that are being sent to you through things like that. Because like I said, you can't go one day without one. Also, we have 5 ones at this point. So, which is the number 51, which is on the milk and honey card, actually, which is 6, like I said. So getting us back to that one, I don't know, a lot of these numbers are just lining up. Let me know which ones you resonate with or have been seeing. But understanding that, there's limitless possibilities and limitless doors that can open for you. And when you are, in that infinite potential, there's balance there, and balance is being restored to you. I actually am reading from the infinite card. It actually came up. It's at the back of the thing, so I just saw it really quickly. But it's at that energy of balance and, being ready for something that is transcendent, So the energy of balance, which we talked about with the truth, no, to be fair card. So, make a wish. This is the 1111 card of Make a Wish. Very important to let you know, opportunities are soaring at this time. are soaring in your direction. So doors are being flung wide open at this time. And you know, the time is right now. There's no better time than right now. I love that quote that says, the best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago. The second best time is right now. Let me know. Put some tree emojis if you resonate with that. Not too many, just like 1 or 3 or however many. But you know, don't be too surprised, you know, if you are experiencing this sort of things. But this is the time, you know, to call in that vibration, the vibration of higher frequencies of love, of, you know, wish fulfillment and things of that nature, you know. So if you have been feeling defeated or hopeless, your angels right now are urging you to shift your perspective. And you know, like I said, don't be surprised if you are experiencing like miracles at this time. You know, don't say things like, oh, I can't believe it, or things like that. You know, just take it and say thank you, thank you, thank you, and more please. That's what I want you to get into the habit of. Even if you are just finding like coins on the ground or money, you know, on the ground, $100 bills, whatever you're finding, whatever gratitude is coming to you in any way, say thank you, thank you, thank you, and more please. Yes, that's the affirmation. I feel that. I'm gonna make that, you know, I feel like I gotta, you know, make that an affirmation or some type that I put in videos. I also do like regular videos on the channels of affirmations. So if you have a favorite affirmation, you can comment that as well. Just to, you know, bring in that abundance, or some things that you say that you say when you experience great things in this world. But you know, even the smallest changes can make enormous ripples into the future. Have you ever seen like a still pond or a still like bowl of water, and if you like tap in it very gently, it'll still make ripples? Or if you drop a pebble into it, it'll make ripples throughout the cup, you know, or throughout, you know, whatever. So, you know, the ripples into your future can be very enormous, no matter how small you think one step is, which is that full energy. You know, you're just looking at it as one step at a time, but in actuality, what you're doing is you're sending so much abundance into your future. So, you know, tune into that abundance in both your mind and your actions. How perfect is that quote, you know, just for this reading, right? Because the imagination is what you do before you act. You have to, every time that you do anything. And your actions are an important next step. So whatever you do, make sure that you're doing it with that frequency of abundance in your mind. You know, so when you see this number of 1111, maybe you'll catch it tonight. Maybe you'll catch it in a couple of hours. If you're seeing this video right now, whenever you're seeing it, it's the perfect time for you. But whenever you see this number, wherever you see it, you know, make a wish and turn your entire being toward achieving that goal, and just watch the universe send you everything that you need. Like I said before in this reading, you know, abundance can come to you in so many forms. So many forms, you know, and shifting into an abundance mindset will be very important for you at this time. You can also call this like intentional living. Like I said, just being very grateful, being very aware, hyper aware of everything that you can be grateful for. So you don't have to like sit down at the end of the night and then like write it all down. Whenever it happens in the moment, say thank you, thank you, thank you, more please. Write that down if that is your new affirmation. And you know, this is your call to action to make your wishes a reality, make your imaginations a reality, and you are attracting surprising new opportunities. The energy of opportunity is here for you. The one energy is the energy of, you know, potential, taking that first step, taking that first dream, having that first imagination, whatever is what is going to help you, you know, manifest your desires. And your affirmation for this card is, I am in the middle of something miraculous. Thank you, thank you, thank you. More please. I'm always going to add that on the end of my affirmations at this point because I love it so much. But let me know if you resonated with this wealth and prosperity reading. Also, I love prosperity readings like so much. So wealth of good feelings and abundance in that, just love, the wealth of, justice and strength, inner strength that you need in order to, take divine actions, right? And also, the wealth of this freedom, like having, imagine the abundance of time that you get from, things. So a lot of people, they think about money, but they don't realize that with an abundance of money comes, an abundance of time. For a lot of people, when you become your own boss, you get an abundance of time. Also, like I said, when you get to divvy up your time, now you can get an abundance of love from the people that you pour into, in any way. And when you take that first step and you believe in yourself, you get an abundance of more courage. You get an abundance of, ideas. When you believe in yourself, when you act on one thing, you strengthen the belief in yourself. You understand? So don't be afraid to go against the grain. Don't be afraid to, just rebel and, maybe do things, like I said, with great risks come great rewards. Look at that. It's amazing. So don't be afraid to, take actions and, wow, get those manifestations. Let me know down below. What number are you, looking forward to seeing in your bank account? Whatever you want to comment down below. I just would appreciate, just seeing your comments and, writing back to you as well. So, thank you for watching today's video. I want you to know that, like I said, with the infinity card, speaking of that, there's just an abundance of power and infinite opportunities that can come to you in so many ways, right? So the affirmation of the infinity card, I'll leave you with that. It says, I fully trust my limitless power. I fully trust my limitless power. So remember that your words are the spells, right? Because when you spell out words, you're spelling. So your words are the spells, your actions are the rituals, and your belief is the key that you need to, open up those doors of opportunity and magic. And so it is. Thank you so much for trusting me with this moment. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you replay this video as many times as you need to reprogram your mind. And I will see you on the next one.